Dr. Sana Begum, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yeah, Dr. Sayantini, you can start.
All right. Good evening, everyone. And to all the participants from various parts of the world, good morning, good afternoon. A warm welcome to day 2 of our program. I am extremely delighted to see such enthusiastic participation continuing today. Before we begin, let's take a quick glance at yesterday's highlights. We had started the session with the inaugural address by Professor Dr. Ronald Mascarenhas, the overall in charge, who has guided every step of this initiative with exceptional dedication and clarity. This was followed by the address by the chief guest, Professor Srinivasulu, where he had highlighted the importance of every human being and the global responsibility to ensure inclusivity of differently abled people to join the mainstream. Next, we had the address by the guest of honor, Professor Dr. TVGS Sudhakar from the West Bengal National University of Juridical Sciences, Kolkata. Moving on, we had the keynote address by Dr. Roshni Sharma, Assistant Professor, Department of Political Science, St. Joseph's University. And this session had a compelling and insightful address that resonates deeply with the theme of global inclusion. She spoke at length about ethics in AI for the refugee and the displaced community. Dear participants, thank you so much for carrying on that same spirit forward. We now step into another enriching session lined with thought-provoking talks and meaningful exchanges. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce our distinguished guest of honor for this evening, Ms. Benafsha Yakubi from the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine. She brings with her a wealth of experience in public health, research, and global development initiatives, and her work continues to shape impactful conversations across borders. We are honored to have her with us today. I request Dr. Sana Begum from the Department of Commerce, St. Joseph's University, to introduce our chief guest. Over to you, Dr. Sana.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. It's my privilege to introduce the guest of honor for today's webinar, Dr. Benafsha Yakubi, whose presence truly elevates this occasion. Dr. Benafsha Yakubi is a civic society and human rights activist and currently serves as a prosecutor on the team bringing Afghanistan's case before the People's Tribunal for the Women of Afghanistan in 2025. Ma'am is the founder and director of the Rahyab Initiative in the UK and previously established the organization of Rahyab for Rehabilitation Services for the Blind in Afghanistan. Before the Taliban's return to power in 2021, Dr. Yakubi worked as an attorney for the elimination of violence against women and later as a commissioner at the Afghanistan Independent Human Rights Commission. Ma'am has consistently used national and international platforms to advocate for the inclusion of Afghan women in peace-building processes with particular focus on women with disabilities. Dr. Yakubi holds a PhD in political science from Lovely Professional University in India with her dissertation examining democratic governance and women's political rights in Afghanistan from the year 2001 to 2021. She has also earned 2 master's degrees in political science and international relations from Kabul-based universities. Dr. Yakubi is currently pursuing doctoral research in sociology at the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine. Her contributions have been recognized internationally. In 2024, she was awarded the US State Department's International Women of Courage Award, and in 2022, she received the Marca Bristow Fellowship from Human Rights Watch. In 2021, she was named among the BBC's 100 most influential women. Dr. Yakubi's work is guided by a commitment to equality, justice, and the full participation of Afghan women in shaping their country's future. With a great pleasure and high regard, I welcome Dr. Benafsha Yakubi. Over to you, ma'am.
Hello, everybody, and good evening, good morning, good afternoon to all of you. Am I audible for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that's a big pleasure and honor for me being here with you, talking to you, although from far away. Although I didn't turn my video on, but you can hear me well. So just to clarify, I'm a person with total sight loss for those who don't know me, and I'm grateful from you, Ms. Banu, and from Dr. Sana for your great and kind words towards me. And thank you so much for this introduction. And that's an honor for me being here with you, talking with you, all amazing audience, doctors, professors, students, all people who, I don't know, maybe from different parts of the world. We are gathering together to see and think and discuss regarding the inclusion of people with different ability or unfortunately, lots of people saying people with disability here. So we are here to say how can we make our space, our community, our society more inclusive for all people with different inability or with disability. So let me talk to you a little bit about the education right. I think education is not just education is not just going to the classroom, learning. Just it's not a compassionate. It's not the matter of compassionate. It is just it's a fundamental human rights. It's really fundamental human rights. It's something that we needed. We really need education. We really need our employment. We people with different ability or with disability, whatever you name, we all of us need our society to be inclusive for all of us in different parts and in different area. And now, um, so let's see what is the technology role, things that I need to talk about that. So it is regarding the technology, government, and the NGOs role regarding to how can we how can they make accessible the society for people with disability. Regarding the technology, and I think it's very clear, and I'm glad and I have the pleasure to say India is so ahead from I mean, most of the country in all around the world regarding access devices, creating access human assistance for these people with disability, assistive technology, and I think all of you are aware of the importance of this access as this assistive technology access for all of us. So if me as a person with total sight loss and with a person who can't see at all, if I do not have access to my software, voiceover, and then if I do not have access to my braille tools, how can I communicate? Even if I'm a child going to school, even if I'm an adult going to university, or even if I'm a person who is going to the work, to the job market, or talking to you simply. So these all make me able to continue my life. Nowadays, even our daily life needs lots of help from this assistive technology which we are dealing with it. And no one can say the assistive technology importance is less. So for people who have the hearing impairment, of course they need this assistive technology as a hearing aid or other things that they make them able to continue their life and their education and their work, and they can have access to their health specifically. And then for other people with physical impairment and for other people who do not have the like visible disability, specifically people who has non-visible disability, of course we all of us need this assistive technology to help us. Most of the time we are forgetting the people who don't have visible disability. They are suffering from non-visible disability. Even at the technology side, sometimes we are forgetting to make their life more accessible, and we are forgetting their human rights, unfortunately. But one thing before going ahead, I'm trying to say is that regarding make the livelihood accessible and regarding the make the society more inclusive for all people with disability, thing that I explored in my both research, specifically the research regarding the education of people with disability in London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, is that we need to have the intersective approach. If we have the intersective approach, although I know the intersectionality approach is talking just regarding the women, and then within these women, just one part of this would be women with disability, and we have women in different geographical location, women in different social and economical classes, this and that. So there is different category of women, but I think we need to have this intersective approach towards all people with disability. How? When we are trying to work on technology, we need to think about different people with different types of disability needs, and we need to make sure that no one should be left behind. We shouldn't leave behind anyone. So this is very important for us to see how we can work on our technology, and how can we work on our assistive technology, and how can we make them specifically in low income countries and countries under crisis, how can we make them accessible and available for different types of people, first of all people with disability, and then we have to consider their geographical location, their specifically economic class, social class, and most importantly, we must include and consider their disability types, because some assistive technology, which is very vital for a person with hearing impairment, so that may not work for another person who is suffering from another non-visible disability like dyslexia. So we need to consider their needs and think about it. And regarding the governmental role, so of course, as we all of us are aware, different countries have different laws and different rules regarding people with disability. But one thing bringing all government together, specifically the government who ratified the Convention on the Rights of People with Disability. And the Convention on the Rights of People with Disabilities said that all governments has the need to make the all livelihood environment accessible for people with disability, and people with disability need to be included in different parts of the society. So we need our education, we need our rights to health, we need our rights to work, we need our rights to movement, we need our rights to all and each and every rights. That's our needs, and we need to be consider while the government make the decision, not only regarding people with disability, the decision that the government want to make regarding different parts of the people life. Because as I am sure, and I'm 100% sure that you, all of you friends know that. So before we said nothing about us without us, but nowadays we are saying nothing without us, because we need to be considered in all decision making regarding our country and even globally. For example, while they are talking about climate change, which is a global issue, people with disability, their needs, their vulnerability, and their needs need to be considered there. For this, we need to be there. And no one can say, no government should say, people with disability are limited just to talk regarding disability, think about disability, talk about disability, and work just at the disability area. We need to have this right and the freedom to work in different area wherever we want and wherever we have the capacity. But based on our capacity, based on our ability, we need to be considered that. So, for example, if we go to Article 24 of Convention on the Rights of People with Disability, which is talking regarding the education of people with disability, the first of all, it's the government duty and job to make education accessible and available for all people with disability. While we are saying accessible and available, it is not just entering to the class, talking with the teacher, speaking, sitting to the class and coming back home and just passing the class. We are speaking regarding the trained teachers. We are talking regarding the accessibility and accessible roads, physical accessibility. We are talking about peer relation with the children. We are talking regarding law and policies and rules which make the education accessible and available for all people with disability in different areas, in different parts of the world. And then, so this is the government job, this is the government responsibility to make this accessible for us. And if a government have desire and have the willing to make the livelihood or, for example, the education or the employment area accessible for people with disability, the government will put this in its law and rule and policies and then action plan. If we write things on the paper and if we just make a good rule, it's a very good step. We have the rule, we have the law, we have it in the policies, and even if we have it in the action plan. So, but what do we need? We need the implementation. For this implementation, we need the committed people who have willing, who will to work for people with disability. And the law and we need a supportive law for this. We need a monitoring, very strong monitoring system. For example, in Afghanistan, we had a very good law. Afghanistan ratified the Convention on the Rights of People with Disability and even the optional protocol. And Afghanistan was part of the Marrakesh Treaty as well. But unfortunately, neither nor the law for the privilege of and rights of people with disability and the convention and of course the Marrakesh Treaty were implemented properly in all over the country. Because while we are talking about disability, even in Afghanistan, in India, in Pakistan, in USA, UK, wherever we are talking, so there are people with disability who are living in rural area, far area, urban area, people with disability who have two, three types of disability, and they are living in very poor family, so they don't have access to any of their rights. Unfortunately, in Afghanistan, one of the big issue and big weakness which we had previously in Republic era, that was the lack of implementation of that. And then if we come towards non-governmental organizations who are working for people with disability, I think no government should give the main responsibility to non-governmental organization. Why? As I mentioned, the responsibility of all the nation, including people with disability, is with the government. So this is the government who needs to work for all nation, and people with disability are from that nation, and they have the rights to ask their government to work them for them and to serve them. But non-governmental organizations, they can be a very strong arm for the government. So the government needs to, first of all, needs to allocate the budget for the inclusion of people with disability in different area. And then if there was needed, which unfortunately in a low income and under crisis countries, we always need that, the non-governmental organization can help and can cooperate with the government, making this situation more desirable and making the education, work, health, and these all accessible for people with disability, but in coordination with the governmental organization and administrative. Otherwise, things will go like a very messy, and then which we have had in Afghanistan, unfortunately, within that 20 years leading up to 2021 we had very less support from the government, and lots of work was remained upon the shoulder of non-governmental organizations, and they couldn't reach to whole country because of different issues and different problems which they had. So in low-income countries, still the government, although even if they don't have enough budget, but the responsibility going to government, at least they need to have the law, policy, action plan. They need to allocate budget as much as they can, and there should be a very good coordination and monitoring system regarding the non-governmental and governmental organization, and to see what are they doing regarding people with disability. So I'm not gonna talk too much, but my main message for you, friends, is that while we are talking regarding disability, I think we need to have two, three things in mind. One is the realistic critical social model. So the realistic critical social model telling us what is the barriers and the problems that the society while they are not what the society and the environment is not accessible for people with disability creating for us, as the social model saying that as well. Another, what is the challenges and problems that just the disability and then the problem that we have maybe in our body, not problem, the disability cause us to face this. So if we put these two together in a realistic way and choose the intersectional approach, sorting this all out, hopefully slowly we'll go ahead towards the inclusion and peaceful life for all people with different ability in all over the world. It is not a very short way. It is not a matter of 1 or 2 days. It is not the matter of 1 or 2 weeks work, 1 or 2 years work. We need years and years to to bring the justice for the life of people with different ability in all over the world. But I think if we are together, if we work together, if we have these kind of summits, gathering together, talking together regarding people with disability, although we are far, but there is a hope, and we can go ahead because together we are so strong. Thank you very much for listening to me. Over to you, ma'am. Over to you, Banu. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
So over to you guys if you want to have any question, and then it's the time to ask, or if you have any other program, so I will remain in your disposal.
Okay. Thank you very much, ma'am, for that insightful session. Thank you very much. Yeah. Ma'am, so just for your information, the question answer session, we've kept it a little towards the end. So is that okay with you? When students ask question, maybe you can take up those questions. Is that all right?
Of course. You go
All
ahead
right.
based on your plan. I'm
Yeah,
just in
yeah.
your
Thank you.
disposal sitting here.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Most welcome.
We now move forward to our next segment. It is my pleasure to invite Dr. Annie, Assistant Professor from the Department of Computer Science in Joseph's University. Dr. Annie's work bridges technology and education with refreshing clarity, and today she brings us perspectives that promise to widen our academic lens. Ma'am, we look forward to your session. The floor is yours.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, the slide is visible.
Slide is visible, ma'am.
Yes, it is visible, ma'am. You can start.
Can you please make it full screen? Yes, thank you.
So a warm good evening to everyone present here online, all the participants globally. So my topic today would be Beyond Barriers, how artificial intelligence is redefining human potential. So the main focus here is when we started as before the artificial intelligence pre-era, the things were very difficult. Any decision making, anything was not immediate in sense, it was not intelligent. A human support was required for everything. But in artificial intelligence, the missions came to a state where it is able to do things by itself. So to move ahead, so all of you know what is artificial intelligence, how it works. To tell it very simply, or a few steps, artificial intelligence enables missions to perceive, learn, reason, and act autonomously or semi-autonomously. So when we say that perceive, learn, reason, and act, so that means we make the mission to think this or mission to do this. So in other words, some which does not have life is able to behave as the one which has the life. So there's something to be noted. So you can see we have various applications of artificial intelligence in real world, what it does and all that. Everybody knows those things. To just to tell about that, it includes machine learning, NLP, robotics, and every day from personalized to office or to any kind of decision making autonomous communication systems, the AI is implied. Okay. So just to focus or to emphasize human progress, that is pre-AI era, that is before 2010, how the tasks were done. The tasks were very manual, time consumed, and it heavily relied on human efforts, limiting scalability, inclusivity. This was a major challenge before AI. So there is a lot of instances, like if you take Mumbai train stations. In the Mumbai train stations, every trains used to come. They used to make a lot of announcements, and parallelly, the people used to run. A huge number of people used to run from one place to another place. It was a huge mesh. Later, now if you see the AI automated system, voice system makes it so smooth and easy. The trains go from one place to other. The people move from one place to other place very easily without any commotion. So you can also see the instance of tsunami, which occurred in the year 2004. So where in this year, almost in Indian Ocean, the scientists were able to identify there will be a tsunami. But the signals, by the time the signals could be processed or sent to the people, the intimations were given, it was almost very late. So it was a late intimation given. Almost we lost 2 lakhs people's lives during that time. Now, if you see, the AI is applied in those areas where we have automated tsunami warning systems. When the AI is able to identify if there is going to be a tsunami, it soon gives the warning much more in prior. So we know how to make decisions with the help of AI. You can see here human progress post AI era. In post AI era, the main change in is occurred is automation. So automation is mainly because everything, we don't need a human help where somebody is there continuously in front of system or in front of to make a decision systems to make a decisions, but rather what is happening, we have a systems where all things happens automatically. We just need to click on or give commands or preload things. So automation and intelligent systems are now completely makes the task more faster, more accurate. So it can make the decisions even in real time. So that makes more reliable, efficient, and more predictable. So this is applied in every field, starting from medical, finance, education, healthcare, and all these things. The AI plays a very, very big, huge role. So we can also see the applications here: real-time analytics, predictive capability. It has a inclusive tools like speech recognition, translation, accessibility. And it also is a personalized assistance integrated into daily life. We have high efficiency, scalable automation and robotics in AI. So how does it help in communication and language model? So I do understand we have our audience, a lot of refugees, as well as we have specially abled people. So to assist you with, I thought I will add some slides which would be giving you some idea or some data news about this, ideas about this. So for example, in terms of communication language support, okay, so we see that refugees go to different countries and seek a refuge there. In that place, the main barrier they face is the language. They won't be able to understand the new country's language, or new country people will not be able to, that country people will not be able to access or understand the refugees language. So this can be avoided. We have a lot of tools. For example, Google Translate. So Google Translate supports 133 plus languages are supported here. It has instant camera translation. It has offline mode availability. It gives any text or speech or images to be transferred by using the NLP. So similar to the Google Translate, we also have Microsoft Translator. So Microsoft Translator is available not only in Windows, it is also available in Android, and also it is available for iPhones, apps, as well as the websites. So if you just go to the Google and type Google Translator, you directly get into this particular site. Similarly, the Microsoft Translator also, when you just go to the Microsoft Translator, Google type this, you get into the root address there. So where you have multiple device conversations can be done, where text to speech and speech to text, Facebook and offline packs, all this is possible in the Microsoft Translator. So we also see that Tajimly must be used by some of you. Maybe you know this app. So this is basically dedicated for refugees, and it is volunteer translator, that indicating it doesn't charge. It's a free of cost. Anybody can access this. It has very fast response time. So these are some of the language and communication support tools through the AI which has been developed. It is available for everyone. Okay, so now how do we access these tools? So as I said, here you can see we have a text Google Translator. You can just go to the Google and type where you get it. Again, Microsoft also the same. Again, Tajimly also the same. So identify, okay, so it is similar to this language translations. We also have identity and verification access aids as well. So we know UNHCR primes basically is a centralized ecosystem. It has a centralized ecosystem tools for managing the refugees. It helps around 80 million people who are displaced globally, and it has its own standards where this will help the people who are there in the refugees, who are the refugees, to help them. And also these tools cannot be accessed by us. It is basically accessed by the people or the NGOs or the staff of UNHCR. Okay, so again we also have WFP building blocks. These they use the special important thing about WFP building blocks are they use a blockchain technology in them. So using blockchain technology, they facilitate the cash transfers and the food assistance to the refugees. And here the people don't need any kind of long process or long queues to be followed, but rather they just can go and scan them, access it. It's very easy to access, as well as it is having a blockchain technology. Because of that, it's connected overall. So similar to that, we have also iris card. So iris card gives on face recognition. People just go before the camera and stand. It recognizes the people, and immediately it allows them to take the groceries or cash or whatever it is available in most of the refugee camps. So these are some of the advancements which has come because of AI, where so much of manual work and manual decision making, people involvement is already reduced. Okay, so in the biometric aid systems also it is utilized. So here you can see in biometrics, it helps in capturing, matching the biometrics and verifying the biometrics. For all this it is useful. So there are some security protocols involved in it. That is, anytime we try to do, so it'll be like encrypted images are converted into the images, whatever it is there are basically gets encrypted and it is very safe. Okay, so it also have access controls, strict rule-based permissions limit, and immutable audit trails, and it has informed consent from the people who access it, and data minimalization and purpose limitations is also done in the biometric aid systems work. So you can see AI legal assistance. We have, when refugees go from one place to another place, they struggle with understanding, like, what is this country rule and what is the law there enforced and what we have to actually do and all this. For this, we have, even in the AI, it has, legal assistance. It is there to help them out, whatever the process and procedures which is there in that particular country, in terms of translating the documents, complete procedures translation, okay, and understand what is the refugees rights, and also to be telling that what it can be assisting them. So all this will be done by AI legal assistance. So we have techniques like Asylbot, that is from Germany, and we also have high rights. The Asylbot, if you see, the Germany stands fourth highest country in terms of receiving the refugees. So it is also providing its AI interactive chatbots. In this chatbots, you can just go chat and it will give you the response. There's a small screenshot is also placed next in this PPT to see this, how it basically works. And we also have high rights and high, it's an AI powered legal assistant that helps in displaced people to understand the complex legal documents and connects them with the NGO supports. So these are some of the things which is, so you can see here in terms of healthcare and emergency support. So in healthcare, we have various apps, out of which some 3 is listed here. So one is Babylon Health, another one is Google DeepMind, another one is UNHCR Health Information System. So Babylon Health is provides like what exactly to be done in the places where there's a healthcare shortage, where people find difficult in order to get access to healthcare. There it gives a complete guide, like what can be suggested, what can be done in the very moment, or some kind of a remote assistance will be given here in the Babylon Health. So these apps and websites are available. Like you can either go to the website and get the access, even you can go to the Android phone and type the URL address and get it. So we have also Google DeepMind. So Google DeepMind cannot be accessed by common people, by everyone, but it can be accessed only by the hospitals, or only they can see. When it comes to the healthcare, the case becomes more sensitive, because people would not like to share their health details to others. So in this case, the Google DeepMind ensure that is only available for the hospitals, and the hospitals can make use of this facility, and it helps in predicting models. Okay, so detecting disease and detecting outbreaks, and what are the potential health risks are there, those can be predicted through the Google DeepMind. So UNHCR Health Information System has an integrated AI analytics which monitors the public health trends, and medical aids are given through this particular website. So in terms of education and skill building, so this also is advanced in the AI. Okay, so where you see the Duolingo, Coursera, Kaizen Open Higher Education. So all these are various platforms which is digitally available for the refugees, so to enhance their professional skills and to learn various things. So Duolingo helps in providing a new languages learning platform where anybody can learn, or set up the new place where they go, languages can be learned using the Duolingo. Coursera for refugees. This helps many universities courses This helps thousands of people where many university courses and professional certificates are available here. Anybody can just go enroll and get it done. So Kaizen Open Higher Education is also one of the same platform which helps the refugees with the higher education and digital skill pathways. So how do we access the Coursera through NGO partners? So sometimes you just need to go and connect to one of your NGO partners and then enroll and learn for free. And there's also individual financial aid for those who are not able to be in any NGO program. If you're not a part of any NGO program, you can also directly go to the link of Coursera where you have a particular page for NGOs, and there you can apply for financial aid and you will be able to get it done. So you can see the link, that is coursera.org refuge. So employment and livelihood. So what is an employment opportunity or a livelihood? How do you can enhance it and further make it? So there are a lot of AI driven platforms which will help, which is basically exclusively is there for refugees and those who really need to build a career. For example, we have Talent Beyond Boundaries. So this is the first organization which connects a lot of refugees internationally for the job opportunities, and they only look for skills and labor mobility pathways. So there's also LinkedIn new AI job match tool, which is specifically defined or designed for refugees, where they can go to a page called Refugees, and there you can look for your skill oriented what job is there. That can be like Refugee Resource Hub. Okay, so that is there in the LinkedIn. So again, we have artificial intelligence and AI QI. This is called as artificial intelligence and human brilliance, and this will basically upwork the AI matching work where the freelancers, those who know some skill, you know how to do a website, how to do a particular course, you know everything, but you want to get only particular job and finish off, you don't want to do completely involved in the work. So then you can opt for this kind of platform where it will help you to get a job. Okay, so how this so far we saw, like, how this AI is being useful for refugees all over the world, and there's also some focus to be given to the specially abled people, like how the assistive technologies or AI technologies can be useful. So how AI helps, the first and foremost in terms of vision support. Okay, so we have an app called Microsoft Seeing AI. So this is an app which helps the blind community that can narrate the visual world, describing people, text, objects. It reads and it also tells, it identifies the products, it identifies the currency, it recognizes the friends and their emotions. It's like an additional big support where the users can make use of this. And there's also one more app called Be My Eyes. So Be My Eyes, this connects the blind users with sighted volunteers and AI for us instant visual assistance and interpretations. So where you can see, like, Be My Eyes is like those who do not have uh, um, can read, they are basically connected to the sighted volunteers and they are able to help them and interpret it. So Google Lookout is another applications where it's also known as Seeing AI app. If you just go to the Google Play Store, or web platform also, it's available. So where you can see here Google Lookout, where it uses a computer vision to assist the people with a low vision or a blindness in exploring the environment. So all these are AI built applications which is there in order to help the especially abled people. So earlier, if you see, those things which was a burden or barrier for us is no more a barrier, but rather we have a AI to help and to overcome the barrier and go forward. So we have tools for hearing and captions. So Google Live Transcribe, Otter.ai, AI hearing aids. These are some of the tools which is there, which gives a real-time transcription and intelligent audio enhancement, empowering individuals for hearing impairments. Okay, so Google Live Transcribe will give instant real-time captions for daily conversations, turning the Android phone into powerful transcription device. Again, Auto.ai, it's an AI-powered mission assistant that records, transcribes, and summarizes conversations and in meetings in real time. So AI hearing aid, it's a smart hearing devices like Starkey or Oticon that use AI to filter background noise and enhance speech clarity. So all these are apps which is really existing now and is available for the users. We just need to get it into our phones and then start using it. And speech and communication challenges. So we have a complete comprehensive AI support, which is basically able to help us in terms of the communication, especially for augmentative and AI, okay, augmentative and alternative communications. Okay, so one is like, Prolog to go, another one is Voice ITT and Gilo AAC. The Prolong is it's a comprehensive AI supported symbol based AIC app giving a voice to those who cannot speak. So those who cannot speak, they have a symbol based communications. This takes the predictive text and conjugations and creates a customized vocabulary. So here we also have some pictures showing like, what it means and how it does work. And also we have Voice ITT. It is advanced AI that learns and translates non-standard speech patterns into clear spoken languages. So we have AI which could actually translate into the spoken language the standard speech patterns. Gilo ACC also developed by here in India, IIT Bombay. So this tool uses the emotional language protocol for intuitive communication. So it basically culturally adapted. It is a simple icon based interface and which is used for both children and adults, which tries to take a language protocol or emotional language protocol and translates into a proper understandable communication. So next we have mobility assistance. When we come here to the mobility assistance, this indicates like how AI devices can help individuals to navigate safely and independently without depending on others. How this can be achieved. Okay, so we have a lot of AI tools, out of which some of which is mentioned is autonomous wheelchairs and rewalk robotic exoskeletons and AI-powered guide robotics. And these are some of the things which is there in order to help specific kind of obstacles people who are facing. So, for example, detective autonomous wheelchairs, it detects the obstacles and navigates complex spaces safely. So earlier we needed some people to be with us and to guide or push us to go to a specific places. But now there are tools or softwares which is there, which can be just installed in a required devices, where it will easily detect objects and navigates into a space safe spaces. And rewalk robotics exoskeletons, and this enables walkers for individual with a mobility impairs, and AI powered guide robots, and this provides a pathfinding and navigating assistance in real time. So sometimes we see people walking on the roads with a lot of struggles keeping a stick and finding out what exactly it is. But when this kind of technology is applied in the navigation assistance systems, it is very easy for them when someone is continuously telling or guiding them where to go, how to go about it. So there's also learning and cognitive support. So if you see, when we started this global summit, also there was a recording message telling that this is also transcripted by AI. How many of you noticed? I'm not very sure, but this indicates that even this gets transcripted and converted into somebody who could actually not get the access. Okay, so we have for learning and cognitive support also a lot of AI powered tools are there, and some of which listed here. One is called as a brain.fm, another Grammarly, read and write, and built-in assistive AI. So Brain.fm, this is the AI-generated functional music designed to stir mental stress and helping users to filter out distractions. So this is AI generated music which focuses on generating music which can help or support ADHD patterns, and it can create a different kind of routine or deep work timers for them, so that they are into that kind of rhythm, and they are able to um, identify the patterns and come out of it. So we have Grammarly, all of you know, but it is not only is just writing tool. It has a lot of other supports as well, that is text to speech support, picture dictionaries, tone clarity suggestions. All this is there in the Grammarly. So literacy support tools providing tone analyst and speech to text and visual dictionaries are some of the usage here in AI for learning and cognitive support. So we also have built-in assistive AI. So this has a Microsoft 365 and Google Workspace for daily organization. So this is accessible through that, where it gives immersive reader tools and memory and routine reminders and dictation, and the voice typing is all are available in terms of learning and cognitive support environment. So this is not actually to be put on here. Emotional and mental health support, this should come somewhere in the front, because I see the chat messages some of you sent. The JWL is a place for you, where you find peace and home. It was very heartwarming for me to read such messages. I really know how much you need this kind of emotional and mental support. To share with you a scenario, a few days back, even I was very much oked up with a lot of work, a lot of things were there. I was so much stressed. I was just using a technology. I was just in the front of the technology, that's ChatGPT, and I did not mean to do this. I just did it out of my stress or whatever it is. I just went to the ChatGPT and said, like, I wanted somebody to talk to me, and just the ChatGPT was there. I just said, oh, I ChatGPT, I'm so stressed. I said that. So the moment the ChatGPT saw the text, and it started replying me back saying that, don't get stressed. It is okay to be having a lot of work. It is okay, this and that, and some kind of passiving, pacifying, text were out. I was like shocked. What is this? As I'm feeling, I'm talking to some human or whatever it is, trying to console me. But even though it is just a language model, it's just a mission. Even though it doesn't have emotions, but it's consoling word towards me, made me feel that very second. Okay, nice. Or someone is trying to say something. It's good. So likewise, the emotional and mental health support also matters a lot. We have a lot of chatbots which keeps a company, and it also helps us in terms of managing the anxiety, trauma, even our social isolations, which is available 24/7. So Visa, Uper, and Wobot, these are the three things which I've listed here. And Visa is basically an emotionally intelligent AI penguin that uses evidence-based CBT techniques to help users to build mental resilience. So indicating it is a very intelligent AI chatbot specifically designed in order to ensure what kind of algorithms to be used, or responses to be given when somebody is coming to it with a lot of stress or trauma, or the insecurity, isolation, or anything. What kind of response to be given, that is basically taken by the Visa. So we also have Uper. This is an emotional health assistant that helps users to understand their feelings and improve their mood through psychology. So many times it's very important, we need to understand what mood we are into, or what we are into, or what we are. Sometimes we just go in the flow and thinking that, okay, this is like that, like this, and we don't sit back and analyze. Sitting back and analyzing things itself solves off of the problems if you see. So Uber helps in this pattern. So this is an emotional health assistant that helps users to understand their feelings. Okay, it helps in tracking the moods and analyze the moods and their personalized mindfulness. It helps in building. It also gives emotional pattern recognition, and all this is done in the Uber. So Wobot is a relational agent for mental health that guides users through difficult emotions using a clinical approaches. So you must have heard the terms like clinical psychology, or a lot of terms where it involves a lot more depth knowledge, where every kind of pattern involves something. So this gives a daily conversation check-ins and clinically validating the results, and anxiety or depression support. All this is done through these various platforms. So okay, so as we spoke about this AI tools, it is not that there's a lot of AI tools is there, I just take it, I'll use it, this is the best. It's not that way. What exactly is when you use these tools, you should be very cautious. So there are 6 important things which I've listed here. Is one is you have to protect your personal information. You're not supposed to give always very important personal informations like your passport numbers, bank details, home addresses, and all this in the chats. You have to ensure that you do not give all these things. Second is you have to control permissions. Sometimes some permissions are very important in order to access these apps. Only those permissions you have to give. You are not supposed to give all the permissions of your phone to some app which you really do not know. So that is very important. So unnecessary permissions like location sharing, what is not required for the app to work, you don't need to share. That's very important to understand. So again, live translation caution. So ensure that your surrounding is there. Okay, so when you take some translation device like Google Translator, which we saw in the previous slides, you just say what you want to say and the Google is translating and the neighbors are heard. You should be cautious, like when you use these kind of devices, that don't go for live translation devices without being aware of your surrounding. Then this might land you into various type of problems. Okay, use safe networks. Now the cyber security is another big important challenge which is there, which is coming up, because as the data is increasing, users are increasing, as analytics are increasing, is also the security has to be increased. Well, because of the tough challenges in this field, many are not into this field. It's a lowly opted field, but still it is required to be highly opted because it has a lot of things to learn. So you have to ensure whenever you connect into a Wi-Fi, okay, you avoid the public Wi-Fi where you do not know whatever the sensitive task which you're trying to give, whatever information you're trying to give will be decrypted. So ensure those things to be right. Again, secure accounts. So you have to ensure that you use a strong unique passwords and enable two-factor authentication. So two-factor authentication indicating that whenever you want to access something, use something, you give, it's not that you enter a password, you just enter. You enter a password, it's asking for the OTP, then you get it. So this makes your authentication more secure, where you can easily log in and try to do it. So again, we have clear sensitive data. When you use these apps, for example, you use an online platform to translate something, or something, you try to load a temporary file. So there is an option, always there is some option to clear it or remove that or delete that data what you entered there. So ensure that you do that, okay, so that the data is not left there and some others try to access. So a few years back, I remember that I've been to a cyber center way to use the computer. So that time I saw a lot of applications were just open without even logging it out of which some important emails were there. Okay, so that was not logged out. So these were some of the challenges. Ensure that your data, whatever you use the tools in a very safe way, and not letting important information to be out. So just to close with a note, the future does not belong to those who can see, hear, or walk. It belongs to those who can imagine. So, indicating above all these things, we have a very important part, that is imagination. So, please lit up your imaginations. Those imagine, reimagine. You can make a better future. And to further, um, uh, to close with, I just take an opportunity to thank my God to give me the grace to do this presentation. And also I thank St. Joseph's University to give me this opportunity to present this topic. And also the organizer, Professor Banu, to give me the opportunity to do this presentation. And the JWL forum as well. And thank you all. I hope these presentations were somewhere useful to you. I am not sure if I could take the questions and discussions now or later. The ma'am would take a call on that. So if I had to take the questions, I can take it now or later also, as you say, ma'am. Thank you all.
Right. Thank you so much, Dr. Annie, for your enlightening contribution. Yeah, just for your clarity, we have the question answer session scheduled a little later towards the program. So kindly be with us so that you can answer the questions as and
Sure,
when it
ma'am.
comes up. Yeah.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ma'am spoke at length about AI tools and applications, which is now available for people with special abilities. She also focused on communication assistance, speech assistant, mobility assistance, and a lot of issues in this particular area. Thank you once again, ma'am. Moving on, I now welcome Dr. Maria A. from the Department of Sociology, St. Joseph's University. She's an associate professor and coordinator of the Department of Sociology with over 18 years of distinguished experience in teaching, research, and academic leadership. Known for her innovative and student-centered teaching methods, she actively mentors learners and contributes significantly to curriculum development and institutional committees. Recognized with multiple awards for her academic and social contributions, Dr. Maria continues to inspire as a committed scholar, educator, and advocate for inclusive social change. We are eager to hear from you. The floor is yours, Dr. Maria. Dr. Maria? Not able to hear you, ma'am. I think ma'am is just trying to reconnect her audio. We'll give her a minute. Yeah, we can hear you, ma'am. Yes, please go ahead.
Give me a minute.
Yeah, and if you could put the presentation in full screen mode, it'll be nice, ma'am. All right, thank you.
Yes. Good afternoon and good evening, everyone joining from all corners of the world. It is a great pleasure to be part of the Global Inclusion Summit 2025. And I sincerely thank the organizers for inviting me today. So let me start this session with a small story. A teacher in a small village in India once told me, my students use AI, artificial intelligence, to write essays, but they do not use it to dream. Think about that for a minute. Today, machines don't just follow instructions, but they write, speak, translate, create, and even chat with us, right? Artificial intelligence guides our Google Maps, predicts our text, recommends videos, and personalizes our experiences. But while it can do all this, but remember, it cannot define our dreams, purpose, or values. So today, I want us to explore a profound question, that is, when machines become intelligent, how do we remain human? And to start, a quick reflection. How many of you use AI today without realizing it? Perhaps Google Maps guided your way, Instagram suggested a reel, your phone predicted your message, or maybe you asked ChatGPT a question this very morning, right? By this, we understand AI has quietly entered our daily lives. But as sociologists, we must ask, what does it mean to be human when machines can think, create, and sometimes feel like they understand us? Why artificial intelligence matters to society? So my presentation is more related to sociological perspective. So I start this presentation with why AI matters to society, but not just from a technological point of view. Look at it through a sociological lens, a perspective that helps us understand how artificial intelligence shapes our social structures, our institutions, our inequalities, and even our everyday interactions. AI is not just a piece of technology sitting in our phones or laptops. Sociologically speaking, AI is now social institution, just like other social institutions in the society. For example, like healthcare, education, government, and the economy. These institutions organize society, and AI is transforming each one of them. Say, for example, healthcare. Healthcare, AI diagnostic tools can detect diseases earlier than human can. Hospitals now use systems that spot early signs of conditions like sepsis. This not only saves lives but also changes how professionals make decisions and how patients trust those decisions. The hierarchy, traditional hierarchy, a doctor knows best, now includes algorithm knows too. This is the role of AI in today's healthcare. AI also plays major role in education. AI tutoring system can create lessons that fit each student's needs. This helps many learners understand topics better. However, these systems also collect a lot of information about students, which raises concerns about how that data is used and kept private. As a result, I can tell you, education is no longer only about teachers and classrooms. Technologically now plays a major role in shaping how we learn in a classroom, how we learn. Say, for example, in some schools, AI learning platforms monitor how long students take to answer questions, which topics they struggle with, and even their online behavior. This data is then used to sort students into different learning groups From a sociological perspective, I can tell you this can reinforce existing inequalities. Students from well resourced homes may get placed into advanced tracks, while those with less access to technology or less support may be placed into lower tracks. Over a time, this can affect students' confidence, students' opportunities, and social identity within the school system. AI also shapes culture, communication, and identity. AI does not just affect big institutions, it also changes our daily lives. For example, apps like YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat filters, Spotify, and Netflix use AI to decide which videos to show us, right? This influences what becomes popular and what people talk about, and even how we think about beauty, music, and social issues. In this way, I can tell you, AI helps shape our culture. AI is also changing how we form relationships. Tools like AI companions, therapy chatbots, and robots that help care for older adults can provide comfort and reduce loneliness. AI also affects our emotional world. Social robots like Pepper or LEQ keep elderly people company and reduce loneliness. Therapy chatbots such as like Obot help people cope up with the stress or anxiety these days. AI companions like Replica can stimulate friendship and conversation. For instance, an elderly woman living alone in Japan was able to maintain daily conversation and feel less lonely thanks to our AI companion robot. Sometimes human visitors could not always provide consistently. So these tools are comforting, but they also make us pause. What happens when we start relying on machines for emotional support, right? How does that change our real life relationships, empathy, and social bonds? AI matter to society from a sociological perspective because it is not just changing our technologies, it is changing our social world. AI reshapes our institutions. It can deepen inequality or reduce it. It transforms how we work, how we communicate, how we form relationships, and how we power operates in society. Understanding AI sociologically, it's optional. It's not optional. It's essential, I can tell you. If we want AI to benefit the society, we must address its social implications and guide its development towards fairness, inclusion, and human well being. Artificial intelligence and family life. So, AI is playing major role in family life at these days. AI is becoming a silent member of household, reshaping family roles, family communication, and child socialization. Artificial intelligence is becoming a major part of everyday life, and families are feeling its influence more than ever. From how parents raise children to household communicate and complete daily tasks. AI is reshaping family life in ways that sociologists find important to study, Looking at AI through a sociological perspective, I can tell you it helps us understand how it affects family roles, relationship, socialization, and inequalities. Say, for example, changing roles in a family. Smart homes, devices like robot vacuums or voice assistants reduce household labor, challenging traditional gender roles. But only families who can afford such devices benefit, highlighting class differences. Say, for example, a cleaning robot may reduce the amount of housework one partner does every day, which can lead to more equal sharing of responsibilities within the family system. Parenting and socialization also very much influenced by AI these days. Sociologists study how children learn values, behaviors, and social skills, a process called socialization. AI now plays a significant role in this process for socialization. AI educational apps like YouTube Kids, recommendations, and tutoring platforms influence what children learn and how they spend their time. Over reliance can affect attention spans, interests, and social habits. So, for example, some children spend hours using AI driven apps that recommend more videos or games based on their behavior. This influences their interests, attention span, and social habits, sometimes more powerfully than parents or teachers. Sociologically speaking, this changes who acts or what acts as an agent of socialization. AI plays major role in communication and emotional bonds these days. AI companions or social robots help reduce loneliness but also alter family interactions and emotional connections. AI has changed the way families talk, spend time together, and build emotional connections. Messaging apps, predictive text, and AI-based reminders all shapes how families communicate. Right? So AI companions and chatbots are also becoming emotional support tools for some family members, especially children or the elderly. So, say for example, elderly individual living alone may use AI social robots for companionship. While this reduces loneliness, it raises questions about whether technology is replacing human contact and how this affect emotional bonds within families, right? So surveillance and privacy. Tools like parental control apps or GPS tracks increase safety but change power dynamics and trust between parents and children. AI increases surveillance inside the home, right? Many families use AI for monitoring and safety, such as maybe baby monitors, smart cameras, GPS tracking apps, or parental control tools. While these tools help parents feel more secure, they also introduce new forms of family surveillance. Say, for example, parents track their teenagers' location through AI based apps like Life 360, right? So, this may reduce risky behavior but can also create trust issues, I can tell you. Trust issues, conflict, or a constant feeling of being watched every time. Sociologically speaking, this changes power dynamics within the family. Parents gain more control while children lose some privacy, right? So AI and human identity. AI is playing major role in identity, human identity. AI influences how we express ourselves and perceive our identities in the society. AI is changing the way we think about who we are and how we express ourselves. Say, for example, social media platforms use AI to suggest content, filter news, or recommend friends, which can influence our opinions, interests, and even our sense of self. So, similarly, I can tell you AI tools like virtual avatars or deepfake technology allow people to create digital version of themselves, right? These days, this is very common and a big problem, I can tell you. Raising question about what is real and how we define our identity. Sociologically speaking, I can tell you, this shows that AI not only helps us in daily life, but also affects how we see ourselves and interact with the world. AI affects human identity by influencing how we express ourselves and what we enjoy. Say, for example, AI and TikTok or YouTube recommends videos that shapes users' interests and online behavior. In apps like Instagram or Snapchat, AI beauty filters can change how people present themselves, affecting how they see themselves and how others see them, right? So, according to sociology, C.H. Cooley, he has given a nice theory on this particular point. Okay, the title of the theory is Looking Self Glass Theory. This is really very good theory for present society, I can tell you. How people see themselves and how they expect from others about themselves. Okay, looking self glass theory. Okay, knowing about themselves and knowing from others about themselves. When you people get a time, please go through this theory written by C.H. Cooley. The title of the theory is Looking Glass Self Theory. This is really interesting and very much suitable to this topics, human identity, AI and human identity, I can tell you. So AI helps create avatars that represent users, shaping their digital identity, right? So together, these technologies show how AI plays a role in forming personal and social identities. Okay. So moving to next point, that is global inequalities in the age of artificial intelligence. AI has the power to transform society, but also to widen global inequalities, I can tell you. AI has the power to transform societies, but it can also widen global inequalities. Wealthy countries and a large corporation often have the resource to develop and access advanced AI technologies, while poorer nations or poorer countries may lack the infrastructure, expertise, or funding to use these tools effectively. So, for example, AI powered healthcare system can detect a disease like cancer early and recommend treatment. But such technologies are mostly available in developed countries. In many developing nations, hospitals may not have access to this. AI tools leaving people without the same level of care, I can tell you. So, similarly, AI in education, finance, and agriculture is more accessible in rich countries, in developed countries, giving them advantages in learning, economic growth, and productivity also. This uneven access shows that while AI can bring progress, it can also deepen existing global inequalities. Its steps are not taken to make it more inclusive and fair. So, AI and the future work. AI is reshaping jobs and the nature of work. AI is transforming the world of work, changing not only how tasks are performed, but also which jobs exist in the society. On the positive side of AI can automate repetitive or dangerous tasks, making work more efficient and safer. Say, for example, self-checkout machines in a supermarket reduce the need for cashiers, and AI-powered software can handle data analysis, scheduling or report writing, or freeing employees to focus on creative or strategic tasks. AI also creates a new job opportunities in areas like machine learning, robotic, and AI system management, giving workers chances to develop advanced skills, right? However, there are also many challenges. Automation can lead to job losses in industries that rely on routine work, leaving many workers at risk if they do not have the skills to adopt. It can also increase inequality as people with technical skills benefit more than those without. Say, for example, factory workers may find their role replaced by robots, while highly trained programmers or AI specialists see growing demand, right? So, overall, I can tell you AI is reshaping the future of work in both positive and negative ways. And society must balance technological progress with proper training, good education, and support for workers to ensure fair transition. Right? So, if that happens, definitely many job opportunities are given to people. Right? So, skill students must learn. So I pointed few important skill developments here. To thrive alongside AI, today students need a variety of skills to succeed in our competitive world influenced by AI and technology. They must develop digital literacy to use tools like AI learning apps and coding platform effectively. And also critical thinking and problem solving help them analyze information and design solutions for real world challenges. Emotional intelligence and communication are important for teamwork and conflict resolution. While creativity and innovation allow students to produce new ideas, apps, or digital content. They also need adaptability and lifelong learning to keep up with the changing technologies and data literacy to understand trends and statics. Working well in a teams or collaboration and understanding the ethical use of technology such as privacy and AI bias are equally essential. So together these skills prepare students to navigate the opportunities and challenges of the modern world. So moving to ethics and AI. Ethics is at the heart of humanity, I can tell you. And in the age of AI, it is more important than ever. Ethics is at the heart of humanity because it guides how we make decisions that affect the society. In the age of AI, ethics become even more important, I can tell you. AI systems are now being used in healthcare, sorry, education, finance, and even law enforcement. And they have the power to impact people's lives in major ways. Say, for example, AI tools in hiring or loan approvals can unintentionally favor certain groups if the data is biased, reinforcing social inequalities. In healthcare, AI that predicts patients' risk or recommends treatment must be applied carefully to ensure fairness. Even social media platform AI to decide what content we see, which can influence our opinions and behavior. By applying ethical principles like fairness, accountability, and transparency, we can make sure AI serves humanity rather than causing harm. Ethics help us keep compassion, justice, and human dignity at the center of technology and motivations. Let us return to the teacher's word. My students use AI to write essay, but they don't use it to dream. AI can calculate, predict, and guide, but it cannot choose your dreams, define your purpose, or shape your values. The future will be built not by machines, but by humans who act with wisdom, courage, and compassion. Embrace AI, learn from it, and let it help you. But never forget what no machine can replace: your creativity, your empathy, and your humanity. Lead with your heart, and the world will follow. By concluding, I would like to say AI is no longer just a technology, it is social force shaping our institutions, culture, fairness, work, families, work, identity, and global society. By understanding AI sociologically, cultivating essential skills, and acting ethically, we can ensure that humanity remains at the center of the AI revolution. Your humanity is greatest superpower, and no machine can replace that. Thank you all for your time and attention, and my sincere thanks to organizing committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Maria. Thank you so much for your enlightening talk and your presentation on AI. And you have related it so well to the sociological aspect. Thank you very much. Before
Thank you,
we
ma'am.
move to the next session, which is the Q&A, question and answer, at this moment, I would like to request everyone to turn on your camera for a picture of your presence in the summit. I request everyone. I request the technical team to please do the needful. And please confirm to me once the picture has been captured successfully. Yes, thank you so much, everybody.
Dr. Neville, yeah. Are you
Yes.
there, Dr. Neville?
1 minute.
Yeah, sure. Let's just wait for a minute for the technical team to confirm.
Yeah, participants, please on the video.
Some of them are turning on the video. Just a minute.
Okay.
Dr. Neville can intimate us as soon as it is done.
Neville, let us know once it is done.
Participants, be connected. Please don't leave the webinar.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. If there is
Thank you.
any questions, you can go ahead with the questions.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Right. So, we now open the floor for a brief interactive discussion. If anyone has questions or reflections, please feel free to share it with us. Let's keep our queries crisp so that we can accommodate as many voices as possible. You can also use the chat box to type in your questions and we would read it out and address the questions.
Hi, ma'am. Hello.
May I know who's speaking?
This is Tarabang from St. Joseph University. So, yeah, final year student.
Tarabang. Okay. All right. Please
Yeah,
go
I'm
ahead.
visually impaired. So, my question is to the Annie ma'am. Okay, is it she's right now here?
Yes,
She's
Tara,
there.
you can tell me.
Yeah, so she spoke about the like lots of apps which is I use personally. Like she has mentioned the screen reader like Google Look and all, right? So even Meet I'm using, okay. So individually I can use this everything, okay. But while writing the exam and all, okay, so it's very difficult. Like we have to take some person to assistant. So what will be the solution for that for the exam without any one assistant?
Tara, very wonderful question which you asked, which we have not pondered about it. So thanks for asking this question. Definitely, in future, as of now, really we do not have such facilities where we are not implemented AI into examination, but in future we can do this. No, maybe not for your future. Whoever is going to come, they may be utilizing going onwards. They might use this kind of facilities even in the exams also. So maybe we have to pass this to the examination department where they can take a call or protocol on this. But thank you for asking this question.
Thank you so much. And ma'am, can I ask one more question
Yes.
to Maria ma'am?
Okay.
Hello.
Please go ahead.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Maria ma'am, like, see, you spoke about the like AI, right? So how does it affect and how does it use? And like, see, being a visually impaired, okay, ma'am. So like, I'll tell you true, like to be honestly, okay. Like, see, last time, like I had been like AI course, okay, but it was not like um not like what to say, yeah, it was very difficult for us to like for me especially, okay, so it was difficult for me to like in AI, like when they were like teaching, no, it was like diagrams, image and all, it was very difficult for us. So my question, like me, like image and all, like diagrams and all, we cannot do like as like how mainstream person they do. So I would like to like bring up the how what will be the solution in the future for the especially like person with disable people who cannot see like me. So like images and all, it doesn't work for us, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, Tara, it's a good question. But according to me, some universities or some institutions are using advanced technology to teach especially able children. But I don't see that in our university. Maybe in future, they may also use advanced tools and techniques to teach these disabled students. You're from our university, right? Tara, are you listening?
Yeah, I think he mentioned he's
Yes.
from SJU.
Yes,
Then,
ma'am, I'm from yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am.
I hope I answered your question, Tara.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Maria. Right. Is there anybody who would like to raise a question? You can raise your hand.
Ma'am, there are a couple of questions in the chat box.
Yeah, I will take up the chat box questions. Before that, is there anybody who would like to speak up? All right. Oh,
Am I on?
yes, Aditya Jaiswal. Do you
Yes,
want to
ma'am.
say something?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. I'm from Jesuit University pursuing final year.
We are not able to hear you, Aditya.
Ma'am, is it audible now? I think network problem.
Okay, you can tell your question. Is your question directed towards any of our speaker?
No, ma'am. Actually, anyone just mentioned there are lots of AI you can use. So, as being as a science student, I want to know what are the possibilities, criteria for R&D research field. Can AI can help us to find the research gap or something?
Okay, I don't think I got your question that well. I did hear that you are a science student and you wanted to know how could AI help you in
Research, ma'am. Research field. R&D. As being as a science
research,
student. Yeah,
research
ma'am.
and development. Okay, okay. All right.
Aditya,
Yes, ma'am.
Aditya, there are a lot of AI tools like Consciences as well as uh, ask me a question, and there's a lot of AI tools specifically designed for research and where in these tools you just need to go and enter the questions it'll give you, or either the research topic it'll give you a summary of it, or either you can tell what are the recent researches are done. It'll just summarize completely, and also it'll give you the list of latest research papers in it. So by using these tools you will be able to work on research more easily, I feel.
Yeah, ma'am, I got it. But the main question is, are they able to find the research gap?
Yeah, we are able to find the research gap, but the thing is, for especially the research, you need a lot of reading. AI would basically works based on your prompts. How well your prompts are written, based on that only you can give answer. You might have a best AI model before you, but if you do not know how to ask questions or how to prompt it, it will not give you the right answers to you. So in order to get the research gaps, you need to read a couple of papers, and then through these papers the right questions to be posted, and you would get a research gap. But that is not the ultimate 100%. You also have to put in some of your efforts to get the right thing done.
Even notebook LM is just like that only, no?
Come again?
Ma'am, notebook LM, it's an
Sorry, I didn't get. Ma'am, can you help me?
Yeah, he's a little unclear. I think he's talking about notebook LLM.
Correct, ma'am.
Yes, yeah, that is also is a good model, but we have something called as unconscious. Have you heard of this?
No, ma'am.
Yeah, you try out that. It gives you basically on what topics you ask, whether it's on literature survey or whether in the research gaps or whether it is on the trends in that particular field. Whatever may be your questions, based on that, it give you the answer.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay.
Well,
Aditya, to add on, we have PaperPal and then Mandalay. All these can be used. Yeah, all this can be used, but we have to use ethically. What is ethically is we cannot do copy paste. Okay. We have to use it only for the reference, like summary, what Animam told, to get it as a see, we are not having time to read the entire paper, so we can ask summary and what is the main methodology used in that paper. These kind of like reduced content. So the large content can be given for you in a summary form. So for these purposes you can use, but not copy paste.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Right. All right. Thank you so much. What I understand is, I think Dr. Annie as well as Banu ma'am has been talking about AI using ethically, and we are talking so much about AI, and I do not think that anything can substitute reading when it comes to research. So reading has to happen, and then you could use AI, right? I will take up some questions from the chat box. Dr. Annie or Dr. Maria, any of you could answer this. The first question is asked by James. James says, could AI lead to major changes in how families operate and the cultural values passed down to children? Maybe Dr. Maria can take this question. I'll just repeat. Could AI lead to major changes in how families operate and the cultural values passed down to children? Ma'am, would you like to answer? Maria, ma'am.
Yes, yeah. So how culture, AI can change a culture in family, right? So yeah, so as I told you, people like these days, we get to see people giving more importance to technology, right? Maybe our family time we spend, it's very less in person, but on online mode, it's increasing more, I can tell you. And cultural changes also, say, meeting face to face and greeting face to face, that is coming very down. So instead of that, people take like technology to greet the people or to communicate to people. Maybe they may feel that can save their time, that can save their energy also. So these days we get to see people, they get influenced by culture very easily. Maybe the reel they watch on Insta, or the reel they watch on YouTube, or whatever, right? So whatever they like, okay, some particular cultural practices, if they like, easily they try to adopt. Okay, so adopting any culture is fine, but what we adopt to our family, what we adopt to our life, that is more important. Just like that, okay, adopting is not that good for family. I can tell you, what we adopt, whether that is good for the family, not good for the family, that really matters there, right? Before that, we have to think carefully, whatever I'm going to adopt from this particular cultural practice, whether that's suiting to my family or that is not matching to my family, or whether that is bringing a conflict in the family or not. If it is bringing conflict to family, why to follow that particular practice or a particular culture to adopt to my family, right? So many examples we get to see these days, right? So people, especially in an urban setup, I can tell you, easily they adopt a culture. Adopting culture is nothing wrong. Okay, what we adopt, that matters. Yes.
Yeah, a little bit sorry to interrupt. Who has asked the question? Okay, I can add on. No one has told us, because no one told that we have to compulsory use AI. So now this webinar is set up as a platform to make only for the differently abled people. So there are people who need assistant. For those people, we are recommending, not that everyone, we are not compelling that AI to be used or it has to be implemented. Nowhere we are forcing it. So basically, a lot of example was given by Dr. Annie and Dr. Maria, saying that how families with who all are with the disabilities and differently abled, and those people cannot always have an assistant, human assistant. In those cases, AI tools and devices can be used. This is our intention, not for any ordinary persons or unnecessarily keep using AI. That becomes unethical and misuse, right? Overusing of AI is also not ethic. So this is what I want to conclude, saying that if there is a requirement, definitely those people have to use it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Banu, for your answer. I will take one more question from the chat box. Amos Alberto asks, how can countries guarantee that AI tools are used ethically in the health sector? How can countries guarantee that AI tools are being used ethically in the health sector? I think this is...
Ma'am, I'll take this question.
Sure.
So, Amos, thanks for asking this question. Actually, the countries together should come up to make a framework or make a certain kind of rules or policies in order to ethically use the AI in health sector, because the using the AI in health sector is something very big. Okay, because sometimes people would not like to share the personal or private data of them to the research world, because it involves their disease and their issues, problems. They will be very particular about it, not sharing to others. But when the countries wants to use it, or share it to the research or other things, or even the AI, when it has to be applied on this data to find new findings, or however it is, the companies has to come up with the policies. If there is no particular policies are set up, then it will be very difficult to make a decisions, like there is a possibilities of misuse of AI in healthcare as well. Amos, is your question is answered, or you have anything to be asked on that?
Thank you very much for the answer. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right. Before I conclude, I would like to make a very important announcement. All the participants kindly note that you will be receiving a link for a reflection of day 1 and 2 over your email. So in your email, you will receive a link about how day 1 and day 2 was, and you will have to respond and give your inputs before the third day begins. The third day is basically scheduled next week on Tuesday, right? So please do not forget to give your inputs. I will take up one more question, which is for Dr. Maria again. Zara asks, do you think that AI tools like ChatGPT sometimes gives us wrong and biased information? And how can we know and handle it?
Yes, yeah, thanks for the question. Absolutely, you cannot rely completely on ChatGPT information, right? The way you ask whatever question you have answer for that, that generate what you ask GPT to generate, that is more important. Okay, as it is, you cannot take. You can refer or you can keep as a reference for your reading or a study, I can tell you. Blindly, don't take everything from ChatGPT. Take it, read, and rewrite it. That is the better way.
Yeah, usually they call it as a prompt. So first of all, the ChatGPT user should be trained to give a proper prompt. If the prompt is wrong, you cannot expect the right answer. So we as a teachers also train the students to give appropriate prompt, especially when it is including grammar and the phrases. So all these are accountable.
All right. Thank you so much. There is one more question from Olivia. Olivia says, being a teacher, I'm currently facing a problem where the students' productivity and immediate response and problem solving and their rational thinking are becoming limited. Although we can control what students are doing in the class, but not outside the campus, I would like to ask for some insightful suggestions in this case. I think all teachers are having the same issue.
Okay, the same thing. I think we as a JWL on-site facilitators or online facilitators, we face the same problem, and we had a n number of meeting globally and locally as well. But now we have come to the decision saying that how the assessment can be managed. If they are so smart, students are smart, then teachers also should become smarter than the students. So then we have to frame the assessment in such a way that 80% will be proctored and 20% is liberal. So 20% of our assessment out of 100, you can use any of the tools or learn self-learning. We are not guiding those things, but 80% should be proctored. So in the proctored exams and assessment, no one can use any kind of tools or any assessment. So assistant. So in that case, I think the teachers should be smart enough to frame the assessment in giving the assessment in such a way that they will not use this AI tools. That is only way.
Right.
Just to add on to Professor Banu, actually, the thing is we have to see the AI as a friend, because as the AI is coming and as it is evolving, over the period of time, it will even evolve more. So if suppose we are keeping ourselves away from AI, then what happens is we will become outdated, and the future robots or whatever is going to become, that will become more updated. So it is not about getting scared with the AI. It's about how well we can utilize this resource. And also, as Banu ma'am rightly said, we have to increase the standards so that the students should have a critical thinking in their answering, in their questions, so that automatically this kind of thinking evolves to them, so that it could be more of open book exams where they don't get answers directly from any form, but rather they have to think and write, they have to utilize the mind. So these kind of solutions will be more apt in the current scenario, I think.
Right. Thank you so much. I think it was quite a good discussion, engaging questions. I'm afraid we will have to close now. There's no more time to take any more questions. Banu ma'am, can we take any more questions?
Yeah, no, I think we are done for.
All right, all right. Thank you everyone for who shared your thoughtful questions. It was good to have these deliberations. I now invite Miss Immaculate Mary from the Department of Commerce, St. Joseph's University, to deliver the vote of thanks. Over to you, Immaculate.
Thank you, ma'am. On behalf of the organizing committee, I'm honored to deliver the vote of thanks for today's insightful and engaging session. Day 2 of our webinar centered on the theme AI and accessibility, inclusion through technology. It has truly enriched our understanding as to how technology can be leveraged to a more inclusive world. First and foremost, I extend a heartfelt gratitude to our guest of honor, our speaker, Ms. Batisha Yacobi from the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine. Ma'am, your valuable perspectives, experiences, and compelling insights on accessibility has deeply inspired us. Thank you for taking the time to be with us and for contributing so meaningfully to this platform. My sincere thanks goes to our esteemed resource person, Dr. Maria, Assistant Professor, Department of Sociology, exploring AI in a sociological perspective and with the storyline adding more effect to it. Thank you, ma'am. Special thanks to Dr. Annie, Assistant Professor from Department of Commerce, for showcasing various AI tools and indicating the applications and highlighting the importance of privacy was definitely a spot on. Your inputs have added great depth to today's discussion, and we appreciate the clarity and expertise our resource persons have brought to these sessions. A special word of appreciation to our MC, Dr. Shantini Banerjee, and our organizer, Banu Ma'am, for guiding the flow of the program with such poise and for opening and concluding the session so effectively and also answering those questions. And a special thanks to Dr. Sana Begum for introducing our guest of honor. I also thank all the participants today for your active engagement, thoughtful questions, and enthusiastic involvement. Your presence truly energizes these conversations and reaffirms the importance of the work we are collectively striving towards. Finally, I acknowledge the behind the scenes, the efforts of the entire organizing team for their dedication in planning and executing this event. Thank you once again to everyone who contributed to making the day to success. We look forward to your continued participation in the next 2 days. Hoping you all have a wonderful weekend ahead. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ms. Immaculate, for expressing gratitude on behalf of the entire organizing team. Thank you very much. Before we close, a few announcements for day 3. The next session of the summit will take place on 2nd December 2025. 2nd December is Tuesday in the coming week, same time at 6:30 Indian Standard Time. We look forward to seeing all of you with the same enthusiasm. Please do join us on time. Have your networks checked before you enter the session.